Hey, what's going on YouTube? Welcome to this week's episode of Tuesday Preppers, where we talk about the in-game news and some of the events that are coming out this week, and then talk about like what's coming, what materia and abilities and weapons and things you might be able to prepare your team with to help you fight that stuff, and all that is kind of themed around killers. So here we are. The big event that we have going on, if you can call a raid big at this point, is the Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade boss, Defender of the Main Pillar, the Gigantipede. As you can see from its picture, it's a machine with minus 50% Earth resistance, which makes sense because both of the new units this week are Earth themed. You can only break its attack and magic, and that's pretty typical for raids these days. You can't really break their defense and spirit, but break its attack and magic if you don't plan on killing it on turn one. It is a raid, so that's probably going to be pretty easy just to kill it on turn one and not worry about it. But there you go. Bring stuff that imperils Earth and does Earth damage, and you should be just fine. Now, as far as some of the rewards from the raid, we're going to skip down to look at those right here. And here are some of the rewards. You get the Magic Up Materia, which is 60 magic and 30% magic as an accessory, as well as the Moogle Cape, 60 attack, 30 defense and spirit with 15% evasion on a clothes slot. Both of those I feel like are pretty nice for starter units, or starter players. But as far as like advanced, high level, been around for a long time players, do we really need these? Probably not. They're good for starter players for sure, and they're super cute. I think this cape is really adorable. It also says in here that we can exchange for tickets and King Metal Minotaurs and all kinds of fun stuff, as well as Enlightenment keys and guaranteed tickets. So we've got a lot of things that are coming our way. Speaking of things that are coming our way eventually, if you scroll back up and look at this really hard to see gray area right here, it says the ability awakenings for Reno and legendary hero Sephiroth will be coming next week, as well as their unit specific Master's Crowns, which is, okay, we're getting Master's Crowns and abilities for them next week, not this week, a week after they're maybe useful, but there you go. So we got a lot of stuff coming in the raid, and some exciting stuff to look forward to next week if you've already got Sephiroth at EX3, and that's fun. So go in there and do the raid and get all your points, and don't forget to do the overflow raid box as well, because you can get a lot of stuff like Omni Prisms and tickets and Transcension Pearls and good stuff from doing the overflow summon once you get all the boxes emptied out. Pretty cool. And then we also have another unit farming event for Sonnen. This is the Covert Ops event, and you do the event to get Sonnen and then fragments for him to awaken him to EX3. He is an Earth Element locked attacker, and he's got a couple of interesting things going on here. He's got a STMR called the Martialist Staff, which is a two-handed fist weapon, which is really interesting. It's got 190 attack, and then for Sonnen it gives him an additional 500. Why are we still calling things one type of weapon and then it's actually something else? I don't know. That's just kind of the way things are. You can also get Sonnen's Jacket, which is attack 55, defense spirit, defense 30, spirit 40, 20% all resistances for elements, and 100% true double hand attack for Sonnen Oli. That's kind of whatever, but it is obviously gonna be good for him to wear it. And then for the first time ever, a free unit is getting a vision card. It's attack 100, 50% attack, then also a very flexible either 50% true double hand or 50% true dual wield, depending on how you gear him, and 300 attack for Final Fantasy VII units. At this point, a unit locked card with only 300% or 300 bonus attack is kind of like whatever, but if you don't happen to have Tifa or Sephiroth's vision card or Cloud's, and you don't pull for Yuffie, but you maybe have like some of those units at EX1 and you want to put a good vision card on them, this could be okay depending on what else you have. It is free, so anything with 300 bonus stats that is free is kind of nice, even if it is only locked to Final Fantasy VII units. Potentially some options that you could do there. Just like I said, depends on what you have in your inventory. There you go. Now, as far as the boss for this event, it is the Scarlet and the Crimson Mare. It's a machine, again, weak to earth and resists water. You can use all the brakes on it you want, so that's kind of cool. Bringing your earth damage dealers is good. Sonen's going to be one of those, so once you get Sonen and start leveling him up, maybe he can help you with beating this boss. But, you know, gearing for Machine Killer and earth damage is probably going to be a good way to go. The other big enemy that we have going on is the 12 types takedown for the Dark Dragon. It is really, really cool looking in my opinion, and he is weak to earth at 210% resistance and light at 190% resistance. All other elements he has 265%, and he resists 99% of non-elemental damage, just like all the most recent Clash of Wills bosses. He mainly focuses on fire and physical attacks, but will also use some AoE magic as well. And the tips actually tell us, you know, keep your fire resistance raised. It's kind of a lot like Octomammoth, where he would do a big fire imperil on one person and then just unload a bunch of damage. So if you use somebody who absorbs fire, then that's fine. Or if you find a way to, you know, cover the party while having somebody else absorb the imperil, there's lots of ways you can probably get around that. And there you go. It also says he counters magic attacks and does instant death attacks, so you want to be ready for that. So that's fun. I think the sprite is super, super cool for the Dark Dragon. I can't wait to see it animated. As rewards for this, you do get Dragon Killer and Dragon Killer Plus, so there you go. Do the basic, easy version of it to get some good materia, as well as tickets. And then Dragon Killer Plus as a reward. That's good. And then you can also get Man-Eater Sense for Human Killer, which means the next one is Human. That's going to be the last one. It's super exciting that we're going to be getting all the way through all these. And yeah, go get some. Go get some of that stuff. The other piece of news that I want to talk about really briefly is just that they are doing another live stream event. This is number 65. This Sunday. Their event is at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's about 8 o'clock where I live. And immediately after that, we're going to be doing another Beige Carpet After Party live stream review. So if you've never been to one of those, definitely stick around and be ready to watch it when I post it. So that's exciting. And in that, we'll be having some guests and talking about the stuff that they talk about in the live stream and go from there. But I'm also going to be in the chat during the live stream, so if you want to ever interact with me live, that's an opportunity to do that there. Definitely come to to their live stream, and we'll all hang out together and see what news is coming. Obviously, something big is going on because the producer is coming, so that's kind of nice to see him there and see whatever big news is happening. I'm not sure what it is. Could be anything. That is pretty much it though for the week. So we've got the Final Fantasy VII event and we've got the Dark Dragon event. So let's talk a little bit about some of the killers that you're going to need. Like I mentioned before, it is against machines and against dragons. So let's talk about machines. We've talked to machines a lot. The biggest ones are, of course, Machine Eater Sense from the Doulahan, Machine Killer Plus from the Death Machine, Trials, if you can do Death Machine. Probably not going to have any trouble with some of the machine enemies that we fight this week, but there you go. But Doulahan's actually really, really easy to get Machine Eater Sense, so that's good. Definitely go do that. A handful of good TMRs and STMRs, Mechanic for the Royal Family, Valued Memories from Irvin, Last Guardian from Noel. If you pulled for the near units, then A2 and 2B's equipment and abilities are really good for Machine Killer, so lots of options there. Machine Killer is not too hard though, and it is just a raid and like a farming boss, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue, even if you don't have a ton of Machine Killer. The bigger concern, in my opinion, is Dragon Killer. So here's a list of the Dragon Killer rewards you can get for trials and stuff. The Dark Lord, Dragon Killer Plus. There's also a recipe for Dragon Killer Plus from Bahamut as well. And then also Dragon Eater Sense from Octomammoth Advanced. I on stream tonight was trying to do a different strategy for Octomammoth, and I ran out of time and didn't really get a chance to do it. My first run at it, my team was not going as fast as I wanted. We got to turn 21, and the boss, we accidentally killed the tentacles, and the boss recovered his health. So as far as that team, that included Chizuru, Sky, Roberta, Lilith, and Emperor. So maybe that's not the team you want to go with. Instead, I would recommend a team that I'm going to put up a tag for up here, which was my very first clear. It was a Dark Element team. It went a whole lot better. The boss is actually weaker to Dark than it is to Wind. And if you've got the right support for it, Dark is the way to go. So I'll go ahead and post that tag there, and then you can take a look at that video instead. But it will be very helpful for you if you can get Octomammoth done. Here are some examples of magic Dragon Killer: the Apollo Harp from the old Aaron Yes trial, the Ashura's Rod, the Dragon Killer Plus again from Trial of Dragon King, Octomammoth, Holographic Transceiver for an STMR, Draco Spike, Virtue Drake, Pluie Saber. Lots of options for Dragon Killer. It's not that uncommon of a killer. But yeah, Octomammoth can be a little annoying, or depending on the units you have, totally harmless. Definitely take a look at that, and we will see how to get some Dragon Killer. Because the dragon boss, you know, he may be threatening. Who knows? Who knows what we got going on? But that's pretty much it for right now. Like I said, I'm gonna post the video for Octomammoth just so that you can see it. And maybe that'll be useful to you. In the meantime, I'm going to roll out of here, and we will see you guys live over on Twitch on Thursday for new content night, where we'll work through the raid, maybe try some attempts at fighting this dark dragon. We'll see how it goes, and go from there. In the meantime, I hope that you are all good to each other and taking good care of each other and being good to your friends and family. And if you live on the west coast of the United States, I hope that you're feeling safe and able to take care of yourself, and get to where you need to be if you need to be somewhere safe. Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna go, and you guys take care of each other, and we'll see you Thursday.